Hello friends, I am Asad Kumar Sahu. Welcome to the third session of Role of Cooperative Movement in Value Chain Development. Today we will be discussing about role of cooperatives in rural value chain creation in other sectors. In the previous session, we had discussed about the dairy sector, and now we will be discussing about all other sectors. So first we will be starting with Sugar Sector National Federation of Cooperative Sugar Factories Limited, NFCSF. So NFCSF was registered and established on 2nd December 1960 under the Bombay Cooperative Society Act 1925. After the formation of the NFSCSF, the share of sugar cooperatives in the total sugar production of the country jumped from 14.9% to 48%. So in 1977, NFCSF established the technical cell with the prime objective to provide technical assistance to the sugar sector farmers as well as the processors. The key responsibilities can be listed as effective project management, engineering support was given, sugarcane management, upgradation in the machineries and the equipments used in the farms in cultivating sugarcane, financial management, manpower management, liaising with central government and other agencies. Now the industry has an annual turnover of 55,000 crore rupees and providing livelihood to over 50 million sugarcane growers and the farm laborers, which constitute the 7.5% of the rural population, who are directly or indirectly dependent on sugar industry. So this is a figure given by the IndianSugar.com about the sugarcane acreage and the production. And now we will be discussing about another cooperative, that is National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India Limited, which is shortly termed as NAFED. NAFED was established in 1958 with the main objective of promoting cooperative marketing of agricultural products, and the products covered were the food grains, pulses, oilseeds, spices, cotton, tribal produce, jute and jute products, eggs, fresh fruits and vegetables. This initiative helped in increase the bargaining power of the farmers, directly dealing with the consumers, credit availability for the farmers, cheap transport system was also available for the farmers. Then storage, grading and processing facilities were given to the farmers, and the market intelligence was also provided to the farmers. So there are 5 category members in the NAFED: state level marketing federation, apex level marketing federation, state level tribal and community federation, primary marketing and processing societies, NCCF and other national level cooperative organizations. So as you can see in this table, the total number of members has been increased to 850 from 854 to 858, and this figure and this table is derived from the nafedindia.com. And here in this figure, this graph, you can see the growth in membership during the last 5 years. In the year 2013-14, there are total 848 members, and in the year 2017-18, that is 5 years after, the members has been increased to 858. So now we will be discussing about another cooperative, that is Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited, which is shortly termed as IFCO. IFCO was established in 1967 with a primary objective of addressing the fertilizers needs of the Indian farmers. 40,000 cooperative societies are now the members of the IFFCO. In 1975, first two manufacturing factories came up at Kalol and Kandla in the state of Gujarat. Again in 1981, Nexta Ammonia, a urea complex came up at Phulpur in the state of Uttar Pradesh. In 1988, one ammonia urea was established at Anulin, and in September 2005, IFFCO acquired the NPK and DAP and phosphoric acid fertilizers at Paradip in Odisha. Now, IFFCO holds about 20% share in nitrogen and 30% phosphorus production in the country. Then IFFCO, with over 36,000 cooperative societies, cover more than 5.5 crore farmers in India as on the data by 31st March 2016 and 17. So next we will be discussing about primary agricultural cooperative society. So the primary mandate was to ensure the flow of credit to the agriculture sector in the India, and the specific mandate was to short term and long term cooperative credit structure. The short term cooperative, as you can see in the figure, the short term cooperative credit structure had a three-tiered system. That is primary agricultural credit societies, which is termed as PACS, at village level, and at district level we have central cooperative banks, CCBs, and at the state level we have state cooperative bank, SCBs. And in long term system we have two-tier system. The first is state or the Central Cooperative Agricultural Rural Development Bank, and the second one is the Primary Cooperative Agricultural Rural Development Bank. The primary agricultural credit societies were intentionally kept outside the purview of the Banking Regulation Act in 1949. Therefore, the Reserve Bank of India was not the regulating authority of them. State and district cooperative banks were registered under the provisions of State Cooperative Act societies of the respective states and are regulated by the Reserve Bank. So the base was formed by the primary agricultural credit societies, which occupied a major position or an important position in the cooperative credit structure. So thank you.